Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. We have a lot to talk about. This channel, by the way, is growing again. We are on our way to 120,000 subscribers. I can just feel it. It's in the air. Let your friends know about this live stream also. Pound for pound, this is one of the best live streams in all of YouTube. And we average either close to 1,000 or well over 1,000. Eric H526. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, Hal. Hello, everyone. Love you all. Have a great Friday weekend. Thank you, Eric H526, and all the moderators. Thank you so much. You regulate for this channel, protect this channel from, since I'm Jewish, people, I guess there are some people who don't like me because I'm Jewish, so anti-Semitic trolls sometimes come on this live stream, and my Trump supporters protect me, and my Trump voters protect me, because trolls have always existed before and after Trump. Don't believe the hype of the Democratic Party. It's the Trump voters that protect this Jewish guy, and I appreciate that very much. This channel is an embodiment that a living embodiment that of the antithesis of the propaganda you hear. But this is real quick. So let's just start. CBS News. This was literally about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, Reno, it's unlikely we're going to get a verdict today. This note was about scheduling. One of the jurors has requested that they be able to break by 5 p.m. because they have an event tonight. The judge said that he will reconvene the jurors around 4:50 today to decide what time to come back on Monday. So that tells us it is very unlikely that we will get an answer in this case today. It's likely these deliberations will continue into next week.
So there you go. Let's hear that again. There will be no verdict in the Paul Manafort trial today because a juror needs to leave deliberations at 5 p.m. for an event. I'm sorry. I have to go to the batting cage. I'm meeting my buddies there. It's an event. I have to go. We're having, we're meeting up all of our buddies. We're going to go see the ball game. Tim J Ball. Thank you, Tim J Ball. Thank you. Thank you. AX4HYR. Thank you, HA Defense League. Thank you so very much. So they had an event. There was an event. It was the premiere of, I don't know. There was an event. Dinner with the wife. Who knows what it was, but it was an event. So let's listen to it again.
Well, Reno, it's unlikely we're going to get a verdict today. This note was about scheduling. One of the jurors has requested that they be able to break by 5 p.m. because they have an event tonight. The judge said that he will reconvene the jurors around 4:50 today to decide what time to come back on Monday. So that tells us it is very unlikely that we will get an answer in this case today. It's likely these deliberations will continue into next week.
All right. The longer it goes, so I have my doubts. Chaz1422, Manafort is guilt-assent. The hate trolls are leftist plants like Jason Kessler and Jeremy Montez works for CNN. Thank you so very much. Guilt-assent. Manafort is well, here's the thing with the Manafort trial. Number one, this is very important. Number one, the IRS and the banks did not notify Manafort. With Michael Cohen, the banks actually apparently notified him about bizarre wire transfers. It's very, very out of the norm, bizarre, and it's very fortuitous for Manafort that the banks and the IRS never stated that he was committing a crime or, breaking protocol or violating the Patriot Act or whatever. There are Patriot Act regulations regarding outside bank accounts outside the United States. There's a whole bunch of regulations. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult to say that he committed all these crimes. And I would venture to say one of the jurors has cold feet. Scott Bigler, internet trolls have nothing better to do than poke HA while they wait in mommy's basement for the meatloaf. Hey, trolls, I hear your collective mom's calling. Enjoy your dinner while the adults speak. Yes, Scott Bigler, thank you. Nico Filippone, judge got threatened in the Manafort case. Yes, I'm going to get to that, Nico. That's true. Thank you. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Scott Bigler. Very, very appreciative. So that's pretty much the case with the trolls, and pretty much the case with everybody who just wants to troll and, you know, has nothing to do but bother other people. The Manafort trial is moving towards a hung jury or not guilty. And you're going to see Rachel Maddow, everybody from Rachel Maddow to Joy Behar to Bill Maher, all the wonderful vanguards of liberal politics. They're not going to know what to do with themselves. Maduro Mike, thank you very much, Scott, for your support, man. I appreciate that. Maduro Mike, Andrew Cuomo thinks he could win messaging war about how awful America is. This has to be the dumbest political strategy in modern American history. Much love to UHA. Yes, you said it better than I could. Maduro Mike, this is the new slogan. Democrats, midterms, America's crap. You're crap. You're on a pile of bandini called America. You're in a pile of manure called America. Vote Democrat. Vote Democrat. This is the worst country that has ever existed. Vote Democrat. Oh, you know what, Maduro Mike and Scott Bigler, thank you so much for your support. It means a great deal to me. Maduro Mike, you have made me... This will live on in infamy. Cuomo. I'm just going to put Cuomo and see what happens on YouTube. Oh, here it goes. America was never great.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We have not reached greatness.
I love that. I love when he goes, so he tries to make it like a sermon. So, Christ light, thank you. He tries to make it like a sermon. He thinks he's a religious leader. It was never that great. And then he goes, we have not reached greatness. Yes. Yes, greatness. Oh, tell us more, Andrew. Tell us more, Governor Cuomo. Oh, guru of happiness and greatness. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Oh, my God. Tell us, oh, wise one. Tell us, oh, amazing, wise New York liberal, elite New York liberal. Tell us what you know about hardship. By the way, I liked Mario Cuomo growing up. I actually liked Mario Cuomo a lot. Chris and Andrew, not so, don't know about them. But tell us more, Andrew Cuomo. Oh, guru. Oh, sage. Tell us more. Oh, wise one. Huh?
We will reach greatness.
Yes. When? Yes. We're waiting. We're waiting.
When every American.
Yes. Oh, my God. I'm waiting now for the meaning of life, the key to eternal youth, the key to happiness. Tell us, oh wise one. Tell us.
Is fully engaged. We will reach great engaged. Is fully, every American is fully engaged.
Fully engaged? What are you talking about? Every American is fully engaged with what? CNN is fake news, Leanne Wilson. It is. The spin is. Dean Diefendorf, shout out from South Beach, Miami. Nice. Thank you, Dean Diefendorf. Must be beautiful there. Thank you. I don't get so. Thank you, Antonio Macias. Thank you. So I don't understand this. Until everyone's fully engaged, okay, I guess.
We will reach greatness when discrimination and stereotyping against women, 51% of our population, is gone.
So what if there's still discrimination for other people? Will it still reach greatness? Are we supposed to believe that if everyone else is still facing discrimination or racism or, other issues, but as long as, is he saying that just as long as women don't face discrimination? I don't know. What is he saying? Because this is a very powerful, profound speech, and I don't know what he means. What a stupid, vapid, dumb, idiotic thing to say. You pick one problem in society, which I don't know how much of a problem that is. It is a problem, I'm sure, but I don't know if there's systemic discrimination against women. I understand the difference in pay, but there are other factors that go into that. But it's like...
And stereotyping against women.
Stereotyping against women? In this day and age, what stereotypes against women? What is he talking about? I don't even understand what he's saying. If he wanted to say racism and discrimination against African Americans, I could understand. Okay, there are African Americans who say that is not. There are African Americans who say that's a huge issue, and there are African Americans who are conservatives and Black Americans who are conservatives that say, look, it's not that much of an issue anymore. There's Larry Elder, and there's others that say it's not. That is not holding back Black citizens. And then, of course, there's, Dr. Cornel West, there's other people greatly respected who say that's a huge issue still. But if Cuomo wanted to say, we will not reach greatness unless there's no discrimination or stereotyping of African Americans, I could agree with that. Because racism still exists for African Americans and Black citizens. There's still racism. Okay, I could get that. I can understand that. If you wanted to say, until Native Americans, conquer obstacles they're facing, or I can understand there are ethnic groups in this country that are still facing obstacles. But who stereotypes women in this country? Like in a systemic, is there systemic stereotyping of women? And then what does that even mean, the stereotyping of women? It's 2020. I mean, it's 2018. So Cuomo said that he doesn't speak for all of us. Alexander M. Gonzalez, of course not. You know what, Alexander? He's only doing it to pander to progressives. Cynthia Nixon might beat him, which would be hilarious. He's doing it to speak to Cynthia Nixon's crowd. 53% of white women voted for Trump. So I don't understand what. So I don't get what Cuomo is saying. We will reach greatness. What about there's systemic poverty in certain communities in the country. He's not going to bring up that. So, I mean, what does he want to do? What is the Democratic Party? They take Trump. They want to hurt Trump. They end up hurting themselves. Oh, make America great? Okay, we're going to come up with a slogan. We were never great. Okay, that's not good because you know what? People, it's okay to love your country. That's something on the left that people lose track of. It's okay to believe in God. It's okay to love your country. It's okay to be patriotic. It's okay to believe in a higher power that's, guiding your life or, guiding the country, or it's okay to believe these things. You don't want to go ahead and force your views upon others. That's what the Republicans used to do, which is why Republicans, I don't see them losing for a long, long time, because the Republican Party moved into, the age of reason, let's say, or like, you know, the 21st century. Republicans are no longer saying that, you know, gay people can't get married. They're no longer accepting of, you know, certain, you know, bigoted things. And when you look at Trump, the left is like, look what Trump said. Look what, oh my God, I can't believe it. He's a racist. Look what he said. He said about immigrants. Then someone said that he said something about countries in Africa, or someone said that he said some bad thing. And then look what he said about Charlottesville. And look what he said. He didn't say anything either specific or overtly racist that wasn't 1/10 as bad as what Hillary Clinton overtly said. Trump has not said one thing as bad as Hillary Clinton, who, by the way, called Mahatma Gandhi a gas station attendant. That's on YouTube. So you can go ahead, and it's not just the Republican Party has moved away from the things that the mentality that was holding it back from becoming truly mainstream. Now it's a lot more mainstream than it ever was. There are people who are religious, who go to church, but the mentality prior to that was more of like, oh, we're going to force this upon you. Now it's not that way. Now it's not that way. Now there are gay Republicans, there are black Republicans, and there are Latino Republicans. I responded to your cheap shot to me in live chat. What cheap shot? I never said anything derogatory, Alexander. Cheap shot to me in live chat. What did I say? I apologize if I said anything. I apologize if I said anything. Cuomo said that he doesn't speak for all of us. Let's see. So I don't know. I mean, I apologize if I said anything. I don't think I engaged in any cheap shot at all. I responded to your cheap shot to me in live chat. Okay. I don't think I said anything. I apologize if anything I said was misconstrued. So, but I have certain views regarding the progressive movement now. It's not, and there's nothing to do particularly with you. You ready? If we follow him blindly, then we would have followed him over the Clinton campaign, and Trump would definitely have lost. Bernie is not above criticism, and we criticize him a lot. I agree with that. That I agree with. But I'm speaking primarily about Cynthia Nixon. I think what Cuomo did regarding Cynthia Nixon is, so Alexander M. Gonzalez, that I have a great deal of respect for you, and so I did not in any way mean, I don't even know what I said. So I apologize if anything I said you were offended by. When I criticize Bernie's movement or Cynthia Nixon or progressives, I do so not from the vantage point of a certain individual aside from Bernie or any. I don't criticize people who still love Bernie. If you still love Bernie, Alexander, I have 100% respect for you. I'm just giving my thoughts. My thoughts are that Bernie Sanders pushed the Russia myth. There's about 5 or 6 disgusting tweets from Bernie Sanders. How, we have to find out what Russia did. And, after Helsinki, he said, oh, my God, this was a terrible day for America. He's just parroting the talking points of the same people who cheated him. And his voters gave $200 million. And those voters are going to give money again. It's going to be funneled to the Democratic nominee. The Democratic Party will never allow Bernie to win. Will never, ever, ever allow Bernie to win. Ever. Ever. Will never allow any progressive candidate, truly progressive candidate, to win. And we know this because they cheated him. And he came back. He did not. He gave every incentive to the Democratic Party to continue cheating. He gave every incentive to the Democratic Party to continue its madness. He could have been a voice of reason. He could have said, look, you know what? I'm not going to take this. And let's go ahead. To people who follow me, let's really start a progressive, let's go ahead and at least fight back. Let's talk about bringing our soldiers home from war. Let's talk about single payer. Let's talk about not voting Democrat until, if you think single payer is the most important, let's say the thing that they focused on is single payer. They don't talk about bringing home soldiers from war or breaking up too big to fail banks or any of that stuff. At least for me, I'm voting Trump because I get a less hawkish, less militant president who wants good relations with Russia, which is what Bernie, one would think Bernie would want. And now we have this Manafort trial issue where David, Gustavo Fernandez, I want to wear a baby panda jacket when I go vote for Rick Scott for the Senate. Thank you, David. Gustavo Fernandez. Yeah, that's the thing. David, 100%. It's interesting. The Manafort prosecutors, the federal prosecutors were like, look what he's wearing. Look what he's wearing. This is an ostrich skin jacket. It's $15,000. This is a panda skin. This is a horrible, horrible thing. And it's like, you're not going to. Did the IRS, Maduro Mike, Rand Paul to 2024? Thank you. Yeah, and it's like, did the John Smith? Thank you. I'll read your thing 1 second. So it's like, so David Gustavo Fernandez, thank you so very much. So it's like, you're not going to make Manafort into this. You're not going to make Manafort into this, like, evil person simply by saying that he purchased a whole bunch of crazy things. You have to prove that the bank and the IRS warned him, which they didn't, which is like the perfect defense. John Smith, it's okay to be white. It's not interesting that they only seem to want to push diversity on the white. Well, they never say an area that is 90% is not diverse. Love your content, HA. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you so very much, John. Thank you. Bruce Tomaszewski, about 20 minutes behind. Lionel Nation has similar anti-Semitic rhetoric a few days ago as well. Made you think. Keep up the great work. Bruce Tomaszewski. Yeah, I think that they're just going after the Jewish. I think that they're like a couple channels or a couple people that I guess are going after Jewish like political commentators. But that's the thing. Like, I don't blame Trump. If anything, the Trump voters. So Bruce Tomaszewski, thank you so very much. The Trump voters helped me out, defended me. When the people say that Trump is racist, they're looking for racism. They're not looking for racism with Clinton. And under President Obama, you had a whole bunch of things that if they took place, from Standing Rock to just the most horrific crimes taking place under President Obama. Dylan Roof is one of the most evil people in U.S. history that's under President Obama. And then they quote, well, hate crimes have gone up. Well, you don't know it's because of Trump. You haven't interviewed these people, and it's not. And they also went up when President Obama was president. People who want to commit hate crimes are going to go, and thank God, there was no Dylan Roof under Trump. Dylan Roof is one of the most evil people in American history. So it's all a bunch of nonsense. They don't care. If you care about a statement at Charlottesville, first of all, it's completely They deliberately altered. Thank you, R.A. They deliberately altered and twisted and mangled what he said. He didn't say both sides were equal. He said that they were good people, meaning it was obviously not a good statement to make. It was not a graceful statement to make, but he was talking about conservatives who happened to be there at that moment for whatever the cause was, the statues or whatever. He wasn't talking about the Klan or racists or anything like that, or neo-Nazis or whatever. So, and you have to also wonder why weren't there police to prevent, because the Democratic Party, and a woman lost her life, Heather Heyer, the Democratic Party wanted a photo op. And that's not even like controversial to say, because they hyped up that event like a week before every single day. And so, and we already know that 2 Democratic operatives were resigned for fomenting violence. The Democrats will not go ahead and win. So I'll just read this again.
Well, we know it's unlikely we're going to get a verdict today. This note was about scheduling. One of the jurors has requested that they be able to break by 5 p.m. because they have an event tonight. The judge said that he will reconvene the jurors around 4:50 today to decide what time to come back on Monday. So that tells us it is very unlikely that we will get an answer in this case today. It's likely these deliberations will continue into next week.
So tell me again about the clear-cut slam dunk case that Mueller has. He obviously does not. He obviously does not. He obviously does not have Mueller does not have a slam dunk case. Why? Because Mueller's entire raison d'etre, entire reason for even being there, for even existing in the Mueller probe is ridiculous. Then you have, wow, the 2016 Trump Tower meeting looks increasingly like a setup by Russian and Clinton operatives. Thank you, Sean. That's a Real Clear article in Real Clear Politics written by Real Clear Investigation. Lee Smith, Real Clear Investigations. You have Natalia Veselinskaya meeting twice with meeting before and after the meeting with Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS. How is that even possible? And the whole point of the meeting was about emails. The whole point of the meeting was about Clinton's emails stored on an unencrypted server. And then you get the issue of, I love this. I love this. It's like at the end of the day, Democrats are going to continue just lose, and they won't know, they won't have any they won't understand why they're losing, because of the weight of their corruption. It's so corrupt they don't realize. They think that the other side, the way they look at Trump is like he's really corrupt and crass and belligerent and rude and you know, we're going to be the same way. It doesn't work. Nostical J, CNN tried to dox Manafort jury, suing for their names. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know they had tried to dox the jury. Wow. There you go. I mean, it doesn't work too, because I mean, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, thank you so much, Nostical J. Thank you so much, Nostical J, for so give me the author and everything. Okay. Wow. Federal judge denies CNN request that dox jurors in Manafort trial before the trial is even over, just to pressure, just to pressure people, just to go ahead and pressure the Manafort jury to convict the guy because they want blood. They want some kind of retribution. They want some kind of retribution. That's all they want. They don't care. They do not care. They do not care if he has anything to do with Trump, Russia, and that's a big part of this whole thing. This has nothing to do with Russian hackers. This has nothing to do with Trump coordinating with Putin to ensure that the DNC emails are released by WikiLeaks. It's a fantasy, and people believe the fantasy because they can't believe they lost. You're talking about the most arrogant people who aren't that intelligent, but who lack complete wisdom. They think they're so smart. They're like the Enron executives. Chas 1422. Good people on both sides of statue debate. Jay Kessler turned into optical tiki torch march for CNN production, luring useful idiot setup. Oh, I mean, the whole tiki torch thing to convey, exactly, Chas 1422, to convey Marvin Brown threats to Judge 2. Exactly. I'm going to continue reading this. And so Chas 1422, you're right. Suddenly the tiki torches came out with Trump, but no, the tiki torches weren't out with Obama. So that means that the hate there was no hate under Obama. These people existed and had the same views. They didn't just go ahead but now they're emboldened. No, now they're emboldened primarily by, I wouldn't know who half these people are. I wouldn't even know they existed if it wasn't for Slate and CNN and the Washington Post suddenly focusing on them because of an overt political purpose, because Trump is president. And so now, oh my God, they're emboldened. And they use words like emboldened and collusion. It's like words you can't really define. Emboldened how? Collusion how? Meddling how? Interference how? Well, just trust me. These are all-encompassing words. Nobody knows. Nobody can say what the heck really happened. What the heck they really mean. Federal judge denies CNN request to dox jurors in Manafort trial. Wow. U.S. District Court Judge T.S. Ellis has denied a motion members of the media file to reveal the identities and home addresses. Home addresses? Why the home addresses? Like, what's this thing with people with home addresses? I'm going to dox you. Well, if you're a Second Amendment and your home is protected and you got the AK, the AR, the CZ, what's the issue? Your wife knows how to shoot, and so do you. So then what's the issue? I'm gonna dox you. I'm gonna find out where you live. Yeah. And if you come in and threaten to harm, you get 45 ACP, or you get the 7.62 or the 556, whichever one you desire. If you want to harm people, you're protected under the Second Amendment. Now you have to make sure in California and other states, you have to make sure that they're actually harming you. In California, they come into your place, you let them know, hey, get out. You have to be in physical harm. And you know what? Get out. They're not leaving. They move towards you, or they're going to try to hurt you, or they have a weapon. Then it's a different story. But anyone tries to hurt you at your own home, you're protected under the Second Amendment. You know, but now, because I love the Second Amendment so much now, and because I've become more conservative regarding that issue, I don't fear someone, I'm going to dox you. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, don't try to harm my family or me, because then, like I said, the CZ, whatever, AK, whatever, 5.56, whatever. But that's the whole thing. They're such cowards. They're such cowards. No one's doxing CNN producers. No one's, I mean, what's the point of doxing a jury? The Second Amendment under DC versus Heller, directly to do with your home and home protection. A big Supreme Court case. Look it up, DC versus Heller. Reaffirms the right of people in their homes to defend themselves. Federal judge, I don't feel right if I release their names, he said, adding that he faced threats during his trial. Of course, he faced threats from the left. He faces threats from the left. So, what's the point here? That they're CNN threatened to dox a Reddit user unless he or she was nicer than News Network, and that's the thing. It's like, CNN also sent a correspondent earlier this year to an elderly woman's front lawn, demanded she explain herself after reportedly sharing pro-Trump memes on Facebook that were created by a Russian bot factory. The stupid, ridiculous, idiotic notion here is that she wouldn't have shared the same memes if they were created by Trump voters. The Russians didn't. People don't share Trump memes because they're from Russia. They're not duped. There are enough Trump memes. There are enough Trump. There's like a 300 thing that's like crazy. It's like hilarious on YouTube with the like Trump faces, and then there's like Obama. There's like Nancy Pelosi. There's even Ben Shapiro. It's hilarious. Like, one thing like the right is good at is memes. You don't need the Russians. So, and then they're like, well, Russians sow discord. We had discord. The DNC cheated Bernie Sanders, did not let him win. There was no way through media collusion, through fomenting the belief he couldn't win, through fomenting the belief, even when the Democratic National Committee is speaking about ways to disparage Bernie Sanders. Oh, let's make him an atheist because an atheist is easier to win. When DNC officials are talking about ways that he would lose votes, you are not looking at a primary that's fair. You are not looking at a primary that's fair. When Debbie Wasserman Schultz is forced to resign in disgrace, that's not Russia. When James Comey writes his letter, there's 18 classified, eventually would find 18 classified emails on Wiener's laptop. That's not Russia. That's not Russia. So, and now they're worried about the Mueller probe. It's the only thing they have. The only thing they have has nothing to do with what they claim. They don't understand hypocrisy, irony. They don't get it. They think that they're so delusional. They're so utterly delusional and morally bankrupt that they think that if they can get some kind of conviction, some kind of dominoes will fall, even though this has absolutely nothing to do with WikiLeaks or Trump or any collusion claim. This is about an ostrich skin jacket. And they're worried about election integrity after cheating Bernie Sanders. And they're worried about election integrity. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace. Donna Brazil fed Hillary Clinton debate questions. Then, of course, she said she didn't. Then, of course, new Muller ham sandwich. And Twitter just suspended Caitlin Johnston. I don't know why. I think she's a brilliant. Wow. Unbelievable. I think Caitlin is a brilliant voice. And, excuse me. I wonder how many people yawned just now. Because I yawned and it's contagious. Not because of my great powers, but because I yawned and it's contagious. So Twitter, Facebook, they still lose. Twitter, Facebook suspends people. They still lose. Bernie's cheated. They still lose. CNN, MSNBC, the Washington Post, the New York Times, they still lose. Complete media collusion, they still lose. Hollywood, all of Hollywood, one would think. All of Hollywood, one would think. Would have some kind of impact. It doesn't. They still lose. So there you go. So there you go. It's like and then you get the issue of security clearances because there's this whole big uprising. So Scaramucci was on Fox and he's like, well, I'm friends with a lot of intelligence officials and I don't want Trump to go overboard. Overboard? They're not part. If you're not part of the United States government and you have you have a security clearance, you are a national security risk. You are a national security risk. You could be subjected to a spy seducing a former official. Who knows? Hillary Clinton, exactly, Julie Kent, still has her security clearance. By the way, not to toot my own horn, but please go ahead and here is my appearance on Twitter. It's my appearance, 1951. I predict they're going to lose. The Democrats are going to lose on May 30th. Democrats are going to still continue to lose the House and Senate. Republicans will continue to hold on to the House and Senate. But there, also, you can follow me on Gab. So let me go ahead. Cookie Girl, thank you, Cookie Girl. Thank you, Cookie Girl. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. And so so definitely follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Gab. I'm on Minds as well. But the only thing they have is the Manafort trial. And now you have, I mean, every single top level official under Obama's administration, and it's now coming out, and now they're going to have to eventually, like they say, initially they deny, then they say it's tinfoil, then they defend their actions, and then they accept their corrupt behavior, but then go ahead and try some way to, justify it. So, ladies and gentlemen, President Obama was not briefed by, so thank you again, Cookie Girl. Thank you again. Thank you. President Obama was not briefed by John Brennan regarding alleged Russian interference, which they can't describe, which drives me crazy. They're like, Russia interfered. Can you name a Facebook ad that swung votes, and how many votes were altered because of this Facebook ad or because of the Twitter pod? John Brennan met with Harry Reid. completely partisan. He didn't meet with Mitch McConnell. He didn't meet with anyone else. He just met. If there's truly Russian interference, you let both parties know. Republicans are American also. Shalak Collins, thank you so very much. They destroyed Trump's Walk of Fame star in West Hollywood. Vote to have a star removed. Multiple new stars show up the next day. They still lose. Exactly. Shalak Collins, thank you so very much. Everybody go ahead and subscribe to Shalak's channel. She is absolutely wonderful. Let's see how the channel has grown.
What's up, YouTube?
Yes. Shalak Collins. It's almost at 4,000. Beautiful inside and out. Shalak Collins. Everyone subscribe to her channel. All 766 people. Here's her channel again. She is absolutely awesome. So 762 people, please subscribe to Shalak Collins' channel. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. They want to play Trump's game. They want to play the same game as Trump, but you can't go ahead. If you're into MMA, if you know there's a great, wrestler, guy in jiu-jitsu, don't immediately try to wrestle him and do the ground game, because it's not going to work. If you're better at striking, then, try to focus on that. And Shalak going to private #walkaway party in New York. Nice tonight. Very cool. Very cool. That's the heart, the epicenter of, the walkaway right there. Because New York and LA are the most liberal places. Shalak, thank you so very much. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Shalak Collins, thank you. Kyle Marshall, no, I'm not. Dim Sung, Facebook secretly working with Congress and Atlantic Council to remove inauthentic content. Yep, Google and Rolling Stones. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. They're trying to go ahead. Thank you, Vet for 45. Everyone subscribe to Shalak. She's absolutely brilliant. Dim Sung, that's the thing. They're going to eventually still lose, even with the censorship, which will actually make the side they want, the side they're wanting to hurt, even stronger. David Kaplan, Trump has disseminated the mainstream media. All we need now are the tweets. Pretty much. David Kaplan, thank you, David. Thank you as always, David Kaplan. Thank you. It's interesting. David Kaplan, thank you. Rumi Callis, happy Friday, make an hour on. Yes, Rumi Callis, thank you so very much. Rumi, thank you as always. One of the great poets of all time, Rumi Callis, thank you. Thank you as always. Thank you, Rumi. David Kaplan, Dim Sung. What they're doing is they're like, okay, we have the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, MSNBC. We're still losing. Okay, what do we do now? We have all of Hollywood. We're still losing. What do we do now? We cheated Bernie Sanders. The DNC is basically controlled by Hillary Clinton, and she still lost. What do we do now? Oh, there's YouTube. Oh, there's Twitter. Oh, there's Facebook. Oh, there's social media. Okay, let's go ahead and try to either get people hurt people, deplatform people. Let's go ahead and Russia bots. Anybody who says anything bad about the Democratic Party has to be from Russia. We have no proof of that, but you know what? Okay, then we'll make things, and you know what we'll do? All our algorithms will just happen to confuse hate-filled comments with conservative comments. We don't know what happened there. I guess conservatives are really hate-filled. Guess that shows you something about the conservative ideology. If even an algorithm just based on math, even an algorithm based on math sweeps up conservatives, maybe conservatives should be a little bit nicer in their thought process. This way they wouldn't be swept up in our algorithm. And the algorithms and the Twitter bot policies and the Facebook policies are all geared towards the Democratic Party. Diamond and Silk, 2 black women, beautiful, amazing, wonderful, like the most passionate, energetic, awesome, you know, Rumi Callis. To also buy you 1 bullet. Well, it's, Rumi, thank you so very much. Thank you, Rumi. Greatly appreciate everything that you do for this channel. And David, thank you so much. And Rumi, thank you so much. And, that's why I bought the 5.56, because it's much more affordable, but it's also like, I have to get to the range. And I know the 7.62 is about almost $1 around, almost $1. But then I have the Smith & Wesson, the 10.5 inch, and that's like a $1.50 around. It's crazy. And the 45 ACP is extremely affordable, Rumi Callis, thank you so very much. And thank you so very much for, your support of this channel. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Rumi. Rumi, the best, one of the most amazing poets of all time. I've loved Rumi's poetry for a long time. They're trying to dox the jury. They're trying to dox and intimidate the jury. It's not gonna work, because the thing is, the more time you give, the more the jury is like, thank you, Rumi, again. Love you too. Thank you so very, very much. The more the jury is like, that panda skin outfit is disgusting. How many pandas? Okay? No, Manafort. No, he's gaudy. Really? Leopard skin underwear? Do you really have to? How many leopards? Really? Crocodile socks? Is that even comfortable? Crocodile socks? No. But did the IRS audit? Did the banks tell the IRS? Did the banks tell local authorities? You have to, as a bank, if you have suspicious behavior and, Manafort is not complying, you have to go ahead and inform people. Well, we have this person. You know what? Suspend the account. Ask the person to go elsewhere. Say that, hey, we can't go ahead and transfer this money. We can't do this, Manafort. And you're on record now as breaking laws, Patriot Act laws, wire transfer violation. You can't do that. The jury has nothing to work with, because he doesn't have a history of criminal behavior. That's the problem. If he was a mafia boss, okay, you could say, yeah, that like the Dapper Don, you could say, okay, that nice suit correlated to murders, correlated to racketeering, drug, whatever. But all you have now is that he's correlated to Trump. That's all. And yes, I know, Nico, I know Caitlin Johnston got suspended from Twitter. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Wow. And I'm finding out Elizabeth Voss is explaining what's taking place. Wow. Well, she got suspended, and I have no idea why. It's just unbelievable. You're not gonna go ahead and suspend voices. This is the thing. It's just like the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. It's just like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. If you kill me, I'll be stronger than you'll ever imagine. Or words to that effect. How bad do you have to be if you suck at cheating? Now we're going to get into a lesson on life, ladies and gentlemen. If you're playing chess or checkers or Monopoly, and you're like, "Hey, there goes Elvis. There goes Elvis," and you're like, okay, so this is hilarious. So the buddy that I always bring up, who used to like who would tackle people for no reason. Liam, censoring alt media is the actual election interference before midterms. Exactly. Russia thing is smokescreen. Absolutely, Liam. And it won't work because then, you know, you build up. So then Alex Jones is on BitChute now. So it doesn't work because the thing is, if you censor something, let ideas flourish. And the best ideas win. That's why racism is not prevalent, because it's not a good idea. There should be a marketplace of ideas, not central planning of ideas. That's kind of it's kind of an interesting statement. You can't make ideas into this socialist or communist paradise where the government can say these ideas are good, these ideas are bad. Have a complete free market of ideas, and the best ones rise to the top. The stupid tiki torch ones don't work out. That's it. But if you are horrible at cheating, if you're so the guy that my buddy that used to like tackle people all the time for no reason, Tina Bobina, son of Nuo, check out please. Will do. Son of Neo. Son of Neo. Son of Neo. So one day we were playing, we were actually at a pizza parlor, and we just saw actually Halley's Comet, and we were with his mom, beautiful lady.
Hello.
And we were at a pizza parlor, and we were playing chess, and we were like 10 years old at the time. We were 10 years old at the time. I think we might even have been 9. Okay. And he looked away for some reason, and I moved a chess piece. Okay. I moved a chess piece. Okay. And his mom saw it. She didn't say anything. And so, okay. And I think I won, actually. All right. But if I had lost, that would have been even worse. Okay. All right. And so, but if you go ahead and move a chess piece, if you go ahead and cheat and lose, you got problems in your life. Like, for example, if you cheat, you have $1.2 billion and you lose it all because you're a loser. Then you got problems. Then you got major problems in life because you're a loser. You censor voices. And that's the thing, you know, you don't want to be somebody that loses, cheats, loses. Collusion. So my buddy's mom and I colluded. And that might be why my friend was tackling me all the time without me knowing. But Wingless Angel, meet me in my dressing room after the show. Wingless Angel. Fantastic. All right. Wingless. Wingless Angel. Sounds fantastic. Wingless Angel, thank you. Thank you, Wingless Angel. Thank you. Thank you. Patty Kieran. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Patty. So they're like, So Patty Kieran, thank you. So Facebook and Twitter, it's like, oh no, there's organic growth of actual people who hate the Democratic Party. Let's blame it on Russia. Let's blame it on Russia. There's organic growth. People are actually using their passion and energy. And this is what happened to Bernie's movement. There was actually a movement. Now it's just all, it's the DNC. It's the Democratic Party, the crumbs they give to voters. It's like, oh, well, single payer. What about bringing home American soldiers? No, that's too nationalistic. The right wants that. No. We have Max Boot in our political party. We wouldn't want to go overboard. What about breaking up banks? What about banning fracking? What about reinstating Glass-Steagall? No. We understand that Bernie's overall movement, which is why people are passionate, was a movement of true change. If you want real change, you'll have to go to Trump, who pulls the security clearance of people who are now crying, and the establishment's like, no, don't pull the security clearance. Patty Kieran, thank you again, Patty. Thank you. Wingless Angel, thank you. No. You'll have to go ahead and have a good economy. You'll have to have peace with North Korea. You'll have to have corrupt FBI agents being fired with Trump. You'll go ahead and you'll have a different way of shaking up the system, but we're not going to. But we're going to dangle single payer, and we're going to make everyone believe it might be possible. And then you're going to hate Trump so much that when Trump goes into 2020 and it's the Democratic nominee, you're going to then be forced to vote for the Democratic nominee. See how that works? I've been saying that since 2015, 5 years, same thing. Nobody listens on the left. It's okay. If you cheat in life, and I'm talking not like, moving a chess piece. Okay, fine. I'm guilty of that. But as a 9-year-old, I'm talking about if you cheat in politics and still lose. I'm talking about if you go ahead and you not only cheat a guy, but then make the guy spew your talking points. Okay? Then you got a problem. Costello West, real progressives want peace, smaller banks, and all that. You haven't read Ocasio's page. I don't disagree with that, Costello West. That's why I haven't said one really negative word about Ocasio-Cortez. My negativity is more on Bernie. I have not said one negative word. I understand real progressives, what they want, and there's a lot of what real progressives want and what conservatives want. There's a lot of people, and I agree with you, Alexander. This is the thing. Costello West, Alexander, M. Gonzalez. I have the utmost respect for real progressives. My question, though, is Bernie a real progressive? Is he? I don't think that a real progressive. Well, see, this is the thing. Forget about labels, okay? A person, let's just make the broadest label possible. Because people never thought I was a progressive. TYT spent like a half an hour on Facebook trying to disparage me. Let's just say people on the left should not want war with Russia. I don't care who you are, whether you're Nancy Pelosi or Bernie, you should not go ahead and push the fact that they hacked the election. Because at the end of the day, the ODNI report says, and the DHS report, they actually talk about Russia wanting third-party candidates or Russia wanting Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein. Bernie is enthusiastically pushing a narrative that says he was running as a Russian plot. I find that hurtful. Alexander M. Gonzalez, I haven't seen the rebuttal, but you have to, Ben Shapiro you have to debate Ben Shapiro. And if Ocasio-Cortez doesn't, that means that single payer is not worth debate. It's not about image. It's about communication. She can lose the debate, but you're communicating the positives to millions of people. There are millions and millions and millions of people. So again, even that, Ocasio-Cortez won't even debate. O.J. Clinton, the best in America in one name. I think that you want to go ahead and focus on building your movement, then you fight and you fight. If you don't fight, and I'm not talking about preaching to the choir, I'm talking about fighting. That's why, like, for anybody with a platform, love to debate. I've debated everyone from Benjamin Dixon to Richard Spencer to debated a lot of people. Okay, can go on the list. But the issue here is you have to throw your ideas out there. And if there's somebody like Ben Shapiro or Candace Owens or all the other conservative women, you have Fox News contributors, you have millions and millions and millions of people on the internet and social media, especially young people, who would go ahead. Ben Shapiro gets hundreds of thousands of views. Okay, right now, Ocasio-Cortez, her message is only centered towards like the most hardcore progressives. But you're not going to get single payer with just the most hardcore progressives, because a lot of those people will eventually vote. And it's not I'm not dissing anyone. That's just the way it is. There's a lot of hate for Trump, and the DNC knows that, and they funnel it all in. I would love to debate anyone. I was on David Pakman's show. I would love to debate him if he ever wants to about any topic we disagree on. I'm down for debate. I love debating, and I love talking, and I love going ahead and there are things people don't talk about. DNC fraud lawsuit is one of them. I would love to debate that. I would love to debate anything people want. But the thing is, you're not going to grow any movement unless your movement is a threat to people in power. But Costello West, it's a matter of communication. Debates could be overrated. Some debates are boring. I agree. But if you have a chance, if you're Ocasio-Cortez, you have a chance to have 2 million people, 3 million more people, 100,000 more people. Isn't one life worth it? Because that's also the thing. What I don't like on the left is you're a bad person because lives are saved. Lives can be saved. Well, then you're not going to go ahead and go and debate Ben Shapiro. Ocasio-Cortez has a chance to save one life, let's say, with single payer. Let's say like hundreds and thousands of lives are saved. Because one thing is that the issue, people say, well, if you don't have single payer, then lives people are actually dying. Well, then Ocasio-Cortez is not going to go ahead and communicate her vantage point to millions, which would further the likelihood of a single payer system. If you truly believed in that, if the ideas were truly great, you could defeat easily Shapiro, Candace Owens, anyone. But that's my thing. The left is scared to get into it with anyone because they see things as, well, those people are, don't give them the time of day, but you have to give them the time of day. You actually have to give racists the time of day in terms of ideas because their ideas suck. So then you go ahead and you let their ideas out into the open and you disseminate them and you tear them apart. That's how hearts and minds and emotions and people are won over. You don't win over people by condemning them, by banning them, by saying they're deplorable, by not speaking to them, by deplatforming them. That's not going to work. And this all stems from Hillary Clinton. This all stems from the one person that continually controlled in 2015 and now 2018 is Hillary Clinton. They don't get it. It's like if you were ruthless and had complete power, would you give it up? Would you relinquish power? No, because you're ruthless and you have power. And one of the reasons you had power is because you're ruthless. Now, if your style is like Hillary Clinton, actually committing crimes and getting away with it because of people you know or people who will help you, then that's not sustainable. That's why I say she will eventually be charged. But you have to debate, because if your ideas are important, then you will win over conservatives. Okay, the whole notion of single payer ever becoming a reality, you first have to start with winning over people who would initially vote against it. It's a simple concept. It's the simplest concept to understand. Trump won because there was enough people who ordinarily would have voted Democrat who said, the heck with this, I hate Democrats. That's why they're going to lose in the midterms. Democrats speak to themselves because they're donors. The donors are like, okay, we'll just continue with what you're doing. We don't care. Bill Maher believes that Russia. Bill Maher and Joy Behar and all these people are like the average donor. And they're okay. They believe that Russia influenced the election. How? They don't know. Do they have any evidence? They don't have any evidence. They think Bill Maher has stated that Bernie was never cheated. They gave him every chance. So if your platform, if your value system is condemning others for not agreeing with you because you are loftier than others, and you don't go ahead and convey a message to other people. Max Morrow, thank you. Medicare for all on Medicare now. Over $16,000 out of pocket. Wow. Before Medicare, less than $7,000 yearly. Wow. Be careful what you wish for. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Max Morrow, very, very much. Thank you, and I appreciate the support. Wow. Medicare for all on Medicare now. Over $16,000 out of pocket yearly. Wow. Before Medicare, less than $7,000 yearly. Be careful what you wish for. Exactly. Max Morrow, you said it. And that's the thing, Max. That's the thing. Thank you so much for your support. That's what Ocasio-Cortez that's what anyone on left has to address. They want Medicare for all. Well, does Medicare work well now? If you have all 320 million Americans on Medicare for all, would all the problems that exist currently be exacerbated? How are you going to fund it if you have ongoing military operations? You have to say, bring American soldiers home, but you don't hear that message because it would interfere with Max Boot. It would interfere with Bill Kristol or Robert Kagan, all the neocons who do raise money. It would interfere with people that, we have to remove Assad. We have to, be tough on Russia. Well, being tough on Russia and removing Assad has nothing to do with national security. We have no national security. Russia wants to go ahead and destroy Western values. Yes, Luke St. Martin. I love you. Regulator Luke St. Martin. To my moderators, AC Yor, Luke St. Martin, Elizabeth Luker, and Eric H526, be sure to regulate. Regulators. Rumi, let me know if you want to be a moderator, by the way. Let me know. Max, let me know if you want to be a moderator. Deputy Dog, let me know if you want to be a moderator. If I have a lot of moderators, just remember, to the moderators, sometimes I might say some things that, I don't know, you might disagree with eventually, but we're all on the same page. Understood, yeah. The regulators, Luke St. Martin, I saw just deleted, I guess, a comment that wasn't nice. So I like that. Because I don't know if I can see it or can everyone see who deletes a comment? Because that's awesome. Because when I delete, and it's when I delete a comment, like, so yeah, so it's like, it's you got to go ahead. Okay. Okay, cool. Mods can see. Okay, yes. So you have to go ahead and you have to speak to people who could. Okay, thank you, Inside Scarlet. Thank you. You have to go ahead and you have to speak to people who are on the fence or who don't know much about it or who are. Wouldn't you want to say, I am against this, change my mind? Like, Crowder does this and it's awesome. And he says, I'm against this, change my mind. That's good. Steven Crowder does this, and it's like, that's a good thing. You want to go ahead and you want to just go ahead and you want to get your message out there. You have to fight in the arena of ideas. You have to battle. And people don't like to, and they're too into like tribalism. Oh my God, this side. Well, you can't be nice to that side. I was literally arguing with people. I was literally arguing before to people. I'm like, well, no, you got to speak to people. Which is worse? High tax Andrew Cuomo's statement, we're not going to make America great again. It was never great. Or Hillary Clinton's deplorable statement. Love it. Oh my gosh. I said Andrews was a bigger and more incompetent blunder. He should easily win his race against super liberal actress, but his political career is over. That's so awesome. It is true. Cuomo is done. He'll never, like, Max Morrow, getting people that bring you DMV involved. Oh, it's true. Ay. I never thought of it that way. Getting the people that bring you DMV involved in healthcare. What insert favorite swear word are we thinking? Max, it's true. And my mentality regarding single payer and Medicare for all has changed mainly because of the top people, for example, Bernie Sanders and others, certain top people defending and using it only as a unifying policy for progressives and then the liberal, like the hardcore Democrats. And I agree with you. For it to even work, you would have to ensure it doesn't work like the DMV. It doesn't work like, Medicare does now, which has a lot of issues. Taxes would go up. It would stifle economic growth. You would have to ensure that we could not have the foreign policy we have now if people thought of it. And the more I think about it, the more I'm saying, yeah, it's probably not feasible. You can't go ahead and have Medicare for all if, like you said, Max, and that actually brought a lot to my thinking. If people are paying, what, $16,000, you said? Wow. $16,000 out of pocket. $16,000 out of pocket. And how on earth? I mean, it's, you have to make sure that the system would work as well as it does now. And also the transition to single payer would be very, very chaotic. The transition to the ACA was chaotic. You didn't keep your doctor. So Max Morrow, thank you so very much. I love the regulators. Luke St. Martin. Don't mess with Luke St. Martin ever. To the trolls, don't ever, ever do it. Don't ever do it. It's not going to be good. Max Morrow, thank you so very much. $800 per month prescription costs on Medicare. Wow. Wow. That's interesting too. I mean, you know, Max, I'm going to start researching. I might eventually debate people on why single payer is not a good idea. My mind is like, I'm open to things now because I've been open to the issues presented to me. So a lot of things you don't think of when you're on the left. Like, single payer for all, it's gonna help people. It's gonna help people. Huh? That's the thing. You don't realize that there are obstacles. And Max, you're really making me think. Rumi, thank you so very much. Max, thank you so very, very much. There are lots of, it's okay to expand your thinking. It's okay to kind of, that's why I say, is there a rebuttal to what Max is saying from Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez? Max Morrow is living. He has Medicare. He's telling people he's paying thousands out of pocket. He's paying hundreds and hundreds in prescription cost, $800 per month. And that's with Medicare that we have now. The Medicare we have now. So, I mean, these are the issues that have to be currently Medicare, it's 44 million beneficiaries. And it still has problems. There's 44 million beneficiaries that has problems. You're going to make it 320 million, and you're going to ensure there's no problems. And that's an issue that has to be discussed. You have 44 million now on Medicare. $43 million Part D prescription drug benefit. 44 million beneficiaries, 15% of the U.S. population, 320 million. How are you going to ensure that you go from 44 million to 320 million while at the same time having 10,000 soldiers in Afghanistan, 5,000 in Iraq, thousands in Yemen, thousands in Syria, and a Democratic Party that will never back down on those issues? Never. The Democrats crush dissent, and I'm warning everyone that they will go after Bernie Sanders supporters worse than they went after Green Party supporters when they lose, and they will lose. They'll lose in the midterms. So, Max, you have really made me think. I was already kind of thinking, like, asking questions, but you've really made me think, and I probably should have already researched all of this, but, I mean, the research I did was more from, the progressive angle of things. And you're giving me more of the real-life angle of things. Max Morrow, thank you. I want all American soldiers to be brought home for Christmas. I want American soldiers back home. And until Democrats say that, they'll never win again in a major election. Because at the end of the day, people are going to pick the less hawkish candidate, especially if your value system is that. Luke St. Martin. Thank you, Luke. Dim Sung. National Health Service was good and cheap as no shareholders in the insurance industry to pay, and one big customer against pharma, but corrupt politicians ran it down. Wow. So could sell it off. Awful now. Wow. Dim Sung, thank you. Wow. Yeah. Yep. I have a buddy who is from England, and he said he has family who are not happy with the NHS. He has family who NHS, so NHS doctors. Also, the doctors can go on strike. Have you heard about this? NHS doctors. 2016 junior doctors strikes in England had significant impact. And you don't want your doctors to go on strike. That's another thing also. You don't want that. Max Morrow, Part D is bait and switch. If the banks offered a loan like that, we would all be homeless. Max Morrow, thank you. Thank you. Luke St. Martin. Thank you as always. Don't mess with Luke St. Martin. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke St. Martin. And all to the moderators, thank you. Eric H526, thank you. AC Yor, thank you. And Elizabeth Luker, thank you. Estimated cost single payer, 32 to 38 trillion a year. We can't even pay bills we have now. Now that's the thing. They say, well, in the long run, it'll be less, but they're not. One thing I noticed initially off the bat, the transition, they're not factoring in the transition costs, both not just financially, but in terms of the impact on society. What happens what happens with private insurers? Wow. Then it's this whole thing like, oh, don't give a platform to people. It's like, no, they already have their platform. So you should probably just debate. You should probably just go ahead. If your ideas are not important enough, don't be afraid to lose. Don't be afraid. If you believe in your ideas and you believe your ideas are better than other ideas, then you should debate them. That's the main thing. It's the main issue here is the main issue is you should probably, if you see a hate-filled or horrible ideology, defeat the ideology through reason and logic, not through intimidation or, this tribal mentality. Oh yeah, we're right. They're, we're not, bad. They're bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all very, very much. I want to thank you. Julie, thank you. Hit subscribe right now. We're actually growing again. Suzanne, thank you so very much for watching again. Everybody, thank you. And I am going to see you all in a couple of hours. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all awesome. To my super chat, thank you so very much. To my live chat, this was an amazing, amazing discussion. Max Morrow, you had me thinking. Rumi, as always, thank you so very much, Rumi Callis. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you in a couple of hours. Thank you.